What's up, everybody? I am super excited about today's episode. We got Emily and Shavene Butler, just amazing people with an even better background. Some of the nicest people that you would hope to ever have a conversation with. I truly am honored to call them friends, and I am just, again, really excited to share this episode with you. I hope you enjoy. Have a great day. We're building a studio right now.
Are you?
This is obviously just a spare bedroom, but I'm building a studio.
Wow.
And it'll be much bigger than this, so we'll...
Much less cramped.
We want to deal with all this.
Impromptu.
It's been such a
We're going
pain.
to talk about that too.
Yeah, I'm nervous to talk about that.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't know anything about it. You're the businessman. I'm not the businessman. I'm just the thug made nice. That's it. That's all I do. That's all I got.
We got 16 years in prison. Thug made nice.
Hey, then that's why we're buddies. That's why I like
Well,
you.
we can roll.
Yeah, for sure. Where did you do that time at?
Name it. Primarily Arizona.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where at?
Florence, Safford. I did the tour. It's called the Arizona Tour. You go all Buckeye. Did a little time in in Tombstone area.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Mojave was the yard called Mojave. So basically the whole tour. You name it, I've been there.
You did 16 straight.
16 straight.
When did you go in?
I started off with a 9-year sentence. It was 9.25 after the conviction, and being Shavene Butler got me an extra 7. So I went in August of 2002.
And how old were you?
I was 36. Damn.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
16 years. Did you guys know each other before he went in?
Mm-hmm.
And you
did.
hung around?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I wish.
Were you guys together before?
Yes,
Yeah.
we were.
Yeah. I was 20 when I met, 19 going on 20 when I met him. Or
Yeah, I was in.
about 20.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just turned 20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we met in college.
And you got picked up out here, or were you living somewhere else?
That's a beautiful story. No, I actually got picked up on her job in her residence.
No.
Yeah.
What happened?
The gig is up when you go on the run, and you're on the run. You know, I didn't let her know too much about my life. She just knew me as a football player. You know.
Yeah. And I've seen pictures, dude. You were a stud. You're still a stud.
Thank you. I
Stallion, but
appreciate that.
you were a stud.
But I really was. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
the excitement.
No, I'm serious.
But I was on the run, and you know, it was a really trying time in my life because, you know, you didn't know who you could trust or who you could talk to, and I met her at a nightclub, and it was love at first sight as far as I was concerned, but I just couldn't reveal all the troubles and demons I was building inside of me.
Yeah.
That I was living with. You know, it was the double-edged sword, the secret life that I couldn't explain to her. And it caught up with me on our front doorstep.
Did you kind of have a feeling like something's up? Homie's not telling me everything?
Oh.
Or did you just like him so much that you just trusted it?
He'll tell you that when he met me, I was this doe-eyed young 20-year-old. I was a nanny in Orinda, California. Just living my little life in my cottage. I had Bambi coming up to the cottage, knocking on the door. Like,
Literally.
I was very trusting, and I just believe, you know, I look for good everywhere I go.
Sure.
And when he was with me, I knew, like, he and I have always talked about it. Like, I felt that he just needed to be loved, number one.
Okay.
And, like, this was his space to breathe. That's how I felt.
Gotcha.
But I didn't know what it was that was causing him that until that lovely night the cops came with guns drawn, and I lost my job
Really?
and my home. I lost everything, yeah.
And you're still here.
Can you believe it? I'm like, maybe I'll give
I want to
myself
be like,
time.
what's wrong with you, dude? But then I'm like, what's wrong with you?
I know, right? Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we had a nice gap to grow and
Yeah.
become
Well,
who we
yeah.
are. So
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
We could say that. It's nice. Yeah, it was. It was real shocking. Her not knowing anything about the truth when the police showed up at her door at, 3 in the morning?
yeah.
they went to the main house first and scared the bejesus out of the couple that she was working for, nannying for their baby daughter. And they came down to the cottage, and like she said, guns drawn and everything. And the cutest thing that I remember was we heard them coming.
Yeah.
Okay. And she goes, I gotta hide you. I gotta hide you. Where do you want to? I'm looking like, babe, that doesn't work. I'm not gonna be able to hide under the mattress.
No.
It was a little cottage, and there was nowhere to hide. And it was probably one of the saddest days of my life, next to my parents dying.
How pissed were you?
I was.
Or did you even know what to think?
No, I was just like, I was so stunned because they had an intercom in the main house and one in the cottage so they could talk to me back and forth.
Yeah.
So when the cops came, rang the doorbell, I could hear their conversation, and I'm like, what the heck? And I was like, why are the cops here? Right?
Right.
Somebody they thought, what they say, you had like weapons or somebody armed and dangerous, right? The lingo. And I was like, this is interesting. And so they came, took him, and I was just sitting there like, what just happened? What is going on?
Your whole life is different now.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh. I trusted him.
I gotta hide you.
Yeah, like, here I was.
First thing out of her mouth.
Yeah.
That's a soldier, though.
That is a soldier.
Yeah, for sure. That's a ride or die.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay. And the cop, they took him to the car, and I'm just sitting there, and this young cop comes in. He was about 30, 35, I'd say. And I'm sitting on my bed just like, what just happened? Just shell-shocked, right? Because you think you know this person. You love him. You adore him. And what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And so the cop's sitting there with me, and he goes, so do you know his name? I'm like, I think I do.
Wow.
Do you know how old he is? And I was like, what? And he's like, he's about my age. And I was like, how old are you? I was just like, didn't even.
I wasn't his age.
Yeah, didn't see it coming, and so he was surprised when I didn't answer the phone. I'm like, I gotta move. I had 24 hours to move and rebuild my life. Yeah, because the people, they were like, you gotta go. And I was just like, ugh.
Did you have anybody out here?
I was in California. And
okay.
I
Where
went
at?
The Bay Area.
Oh, that's
like
right.
San Francisco.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I was in Orinda. It's very snobby, very.
Well, I grew up in Orange County.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I grew up in Santa Ana.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
South Coast Plaza.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
Harvard McFadden.
Yeah. Harvard.
Those are my stomping grounds.
Well,
I went to Los Amigos High School.
Did you?
Yeah.
My cousin went to Mater Dei.
Oh, okay.
He played at Mater Dei.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that was where all the foolishness went down. That's why we came out here, just to kind of get away from that lifestyle.
My parents were kind of, well, I mean, any mall you can drive to and get your car valeted.
Right.
That was my kind of mall.
So, your family, they're well off,
yes.
right?
Yes.
So what were you doing? Why were you playing around? You already had it.
I did, but I didn't. Okay. As my father always says, money doesn't come with instructions. Okay. And rich people don't work for their fathers. And it was really hard growing up because after football, I kind of went through a downward spiral where I was just lost. I thought I was going to be a first rounder. I wasn't. And then I had the double knee surgeries, and that really ended it at all. And so I was just running around trying to find myself. And finding yourself, I went to go work for my dad, and he paid me what a father would pay his son.
Sure.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing, And like I told her, being addicted to cocaine and drinking and steroids, and you take on that life and that persona is a very dark, ugly place.
Yeah.
And I found
you don't even mean
lost.
to. You're a puppet at that point.
Well, you are a puppet to it. Yeah. And that's a very good way of looking at it. You're a puppet to it because you're so caught up in the glam of it, you're not seeing what it's physically and mentally doing to you personally. And it just got expensive. And so when the checks weren't equaling the amount I had to spend to get out of it, I started embezzling it from my dad's company.
From your own father?
Yes, I did.
For how long?
About 5.5 years.
And how did they not see that?
I think...
Or were you taking a little bit of time from here and there?
At first, it was a little at a time, okay? But then you say, what's a little? You know, some people consider $10,000 a lot.
Sure.
But my dad was...
But if you're running through 8 balls every other day, it's no problem. That's easy.
And not only that, you know, when you have wealth, considerable wealth, your friends want to be along for the party.
Of course.
And you don't want to say no.
And you don't want to party alone.
And you really don't. Actually, you want to party alone, but you can't.
I never wanted to party alone.
Oh,
that's how I got into it. Because I'd be by myself and I'd throw a couple lines on the table and I'd be like, this sucks. Like, I'm vibing out to my own music. I'm not having a good time. I need people around me.
Wow.
And so, I was still married at the time. I'm married now, but she stuck with me. We split up a couple different times. I got my own house and all this because I was really bad. Wow. And I was taking my rent money and spending $800-900 at the strip club, no problem, and wouldn't even think twice about it.
Right.
Just because that's what I was doing. I thought I was having fun, and I was pissed off that anybody would like try to get in my way for that.
Right.
Especially my wife. My way of thinking was so jacked up that when I say it was a puppet, I wasn't driving the bus anymore. I was in the back of the bus and we were going over some bullshit. Wow. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I've been clean for a year and a half.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah. I actually got saved at work. And it was like 4:30 in the morning. I'm by myself. My family, we were raised in and out of church, right? But total Sunday Christians, 100%. Make sure people see you going to church. Make sure people see you praying. But like, don't worry about what we do the other 6 days of the week, right? So all this stuff's going on in my life, and I'm like, I don't even believe in God anymore. Like, obviously it's not real because all these people that are telling me they believe in God, they're letting me down. I see them doing dirty. I see them living this lifestyle. Like, I don't even believe in God. So I'm looking up stuff online, trying to help me be okay with that. And I pull up a Joe Rogan episode, and he's talking about atheism and all this stuff. And I was like, dang, this really makes sense. Boom! And I kid you not, it felt like I got knocked out. Wow. And I was like, that's not real. This isn't real what's happening to me right. There's no way. So I keep searching up. Boom! I got hit again. And I was like, this is crazy. Okay, I'm done. Life's yours. Boom. Let's go. And ever since then, I mean, we've been together since we were 16. We're 29 now. And for the last year and a half is the only time that we've had a good functioning relationship. Wow. And I got an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. And I'm out there running the streets doing stupid, foolish. I had a full-on other relationship with another woman who had a kid. I did all this crazy stuff that when I think about it now, I'm so not that person anymore that it feels like I'm lying. You ever have that?
100%.
You ever like recap the stories
every day,
and like you were proud of them at one point. Mm-hmm. You were bragging like, oh, I did this at the strip club and I did this and I did that. And now I say it and I'm just like, one, I don't believe it because that's not who I am anymore. And two, I'm just like ashamed. I would be so bummed out if somebody was telling me that and bragging to me. I'd be like, dude, you're lost.
Isn't that weird? As we were in Central Phoenix today at a market. Sorry, I keep tearing. I told you, it's
that
hard
fan
for
off?
me. No, it's not the fan. It's the buildup of emotion.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it just takes over and...
I got you.
You know, but we were talking about that today. That kind of pulled at me because I go, you know, sweetheart, you just don't understand that. That's not me. You don't really want to know what I thought was cool back then. You know, and now if you think that is me at 55, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
I am scared and terrified of who I used to be.
Well, and people always want to ask me because they've heard stories, they've seen videos of me doing whatever I'm doing, and they want to talk about it. They want to talk about how vicious I was. I love to hurt people. Right. My hands, I love to hurt. I love to like hurt people.
Right.
As a human being, that's so wrong. Right? We're meant to be loving and we're meant to be caring.
And you're a security guard.
Right. And you see how quickly they call me to handle some stuff, and I'm just like, let's roll.
I've been on the receiving end.
I hate that. I hate that I can go back to it no problem, because I don't drink anymore. I don't do anything anymore, because it's not, let's just have a drink. It's like, let's have 12 shots and let's take 2 grams to the face in 2 lines. You know what I mean? Let's try it. Let's just try it. And it's hard when people want to talk to me about like stuff that they've heard from me, because for them, they're just going to have a conversation and then leave it. But now I have to bring myself into that headspace, how I was, and now I have to give details of my life that I was living.
Right.
And so when they walk away from the conversation, I'm thinking about it for the next 3 days. And now I'm jacked up. And so people get frustrated when they ask me to go into detail about this stuff, because I was a bad dude, bro.
Right.
I was a bad dude, and I loved it, and I had fun doing it.
Right.
And it just wasn't me. It wasn't me at all. And so it's cool to be able to talk to other people that know that lifestyle, that have turned around.
I think that
Is it freezing in here? Or is it just me?
I mean, I'm fat, so I'm always comfortable.
I feel great.
Do you?
Feel great.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Fine. I mean, listening to that, it's the thing that I always, when I hear people tell their story,
Yeah.
I always think, wow, what we could have done together. You know,
The damage
damage could, and you go into that dark realm, and you say, well, man, you know, I'll pray for you. That's the first thing that comes out of my mouth when I hear something like that. I'm gonna pray for you, because the only way I did get through what I was going through was with prayer and with Emily.
Yeah.
And that is the truth. And people can say what they want. If you're not grounded with a solid foundation, you're going to be lost again.
Sure.
You got to have a reason to get
Quickly.
up in the morning.
Quickly.
You have to, and it can't be to get to that next drink or get to that next party or, you know, sleep with this girl or do whatever. You got to have foundation.
Yeah, and that's why I don't understand women sometimes, especially the good ones that stick around. Because my wife, that was her first and only for everything.
Yeah.
Still. And I can't say that. And it sucks. But she wants me? After all of this, I'm still the one that, you know what I mean? On one hand, I'm flattered, but on the other hand, I'm like, how jacked up are you that I'm the one that you want to be with? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
I know what you mean.
He was with me during most of that
awoke.
stuff. On the tail end of it, he caught a lot of it.
Wow.
Yeah, because we known each other 2 years?
2.5 about.
Yeah.
August of, well, it doesn't really matter, but
Yeah.
yeah, when I first met Garrett, he was on the edge of what I would consider, because I'm very safe. I don't really party or do anything or go out. I just kind of stay at home. I don't drink. I mean, and then there's this guy just wanting to be my friend, coming off the tail end of constantly going to strip clubs, constantly doing all this stuff, and it was just kind of scary even knowing someone like that on the periphery of my life.
I'm talking like pulling guns out on people, going on missions, fully ready to die, and I got kids and a wife at home.
Wow.
He's got to talk to Mike.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know someone going through it? I think we all do.
Here's the thing. The stories
Where's
are
Mike?
so...
Bring Mike in.
Really? Mike? Boy, that would be fun.
Oh boy.
We both would have to move. He would totally take over the conversation. But it's funny when you talk to people who have similar experiences. We all have the same commonality. The stories are all virtually the same.
Yeah.
You know, the strip clubs, the women, the drinking, the drugs. It's a weird pattern. How come you cannot be that person that's there who's just living a good life and having a good time?
Right.
You know, and I always found that really ironic that everybody has the same story that's going down that hill real fast.
Honestly, that whole lifestyle just seems exhausting to me. I feel like I would just go to sleep for like 3 days. After
Drugs don't let you sleep, dude.
Drugs won't let you sleep.
That's
You're up.
I mean, I'm just exhausted in normal life. I can't imagine parties every night.
Oh, yeah, no, you're up.
No, I would lose my mind.
Yeah, and it's a look at me, look at me. I had a look at me attitude, okay? I didn't fear any kind of death, and so nothing scared me. And I just said, let's do this. You know, it was nothing that I didn't say, okay, let's do this. And it literally was when I met Emily, when I started thinking about slowing down. Not that I even did, I just thought about it, you know?
Well, you had access to real funds. I
did.
had chump change. You know what I mean?
But I think the real funds made it worse.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You went, like, I went hard, but you went hard in the paint. Like,
I did.
You had access to it. I had access to what I had access to, and I took it to level 10 every time I could, but your level 10 was a 50 to me. You know what I mean?
It was scary because you don't really think about it that way. I mean, money is the last thing you're really thinking about. Is it there to get you through it? Yeah, but you never really see it. It just literally just goes from one hand to the other, you know? It's either going to a stripper, or it's going to your dealer, or it's going to the liquor store, or it's never really tangible in your hands.
Yeah.
You know, I think if I would have focused on what I was doing with the money, I probably would have stopped.
Yeah.
A lot sooner.
And
Well, this is a funny thing. He always is like, well, didn't you know? Didn't you know I was doing all that? I'm like,
yeah.
I didn't. When he was with me, he wasn't doing drugs.
Right.
He wasn't drinking. He wasn't doing nothing.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, cool. We're on the same level. I never played in that sandbox of, you know, I did my little weed. I drank, you know, but that was it.
Sure.
That was my extent.
Sure.
And, you know, so this lifestyle that he talks about, he's like, well, you know. And I'm like, I had no idea.
Right.
Because when you were with me, that's when he was relaxing.
Yeah.
That's when he took a breath.
Yeah.
You know, and so his sweeter demeanor came out. I mean, he wasn't always pleasant.
Yeah, no.
Right?
What?
But no, yeah, right.
I believe it. I believe it.
He's a lot of yeah, I have a lot of patience.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
For
I do.
sure. And I was just gonna say, dude, the lies that we can come up with is incredible.
It's ridiculous.
There's no better brain than a drug addict brain, because you can keep yourself out of trouble for a long time.
Man.
Well, they called me 007.
No, for sure.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what my nickname was, my moniker. But there was a, I'm not going to say a come to Jesus, but a come to Emily moment when I met her, because everything checked.
Yeah.
Every box was checked when I met her. But the truth was unbeknownst to her about my real lifestyle.
Sure.
And I couldn't do it to her because I just was like, you know, how do you go tell this 20-year-old beautiful girl who's never seen anything in the world but Bambi coming to her door that,
Yeah.
you know, you're the devil carnate? You
Right.
know, how do you just can't do it. It doesn't happen like that. I wish somebody would have gave me the recipe for it. Okay, sit down. I'm going to tell you the truth about me. Okay, I'm a lying, stealing, drug addict, steroid head, violent temper. I lost her, and I didn't want to lose her.
I probably back then though I would have been like, okay, let's figure this out.
Yeah,
She's
there's
still
something
like that.
wrong with you guys.
I know, right?
You guys
Still
are
like that.
But here's
crazy.
the thing. Here's the thing. Your wife probably sees and knows your true higher self, the best self that you are. She knows and feels your heart, your
Sure.
soul.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so
She'd have to.
your choices aren't who you are.
Right.
You're just making shitty choices.
Right.
And making life harder.
Right. Yeah.
But you yourself, she's like, I got you. I love you. You are the man of my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing more powerful when you have that soul connection.
Yeah.
Because I
But
make
I
shitty
felt-
choices all
yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
But
I would feel that on the opposite end. I'd have my friends telling me, dude, you're doing all this stuff. Why don't you just break up with her? Because I love her. And I know that's stupid. I'm obviously making decisions that don't show that.
yeah.
But I would kill you for her. That's my girl. That's my woman.
Right.
But I'm still over here living like a piece of trash. And I'm trying to justify that. Like, that's the problem. I would make mistakes and I would try to justify. Like, I'm only selling drugs because I'm trying to treat you nice. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I'm trying to be good to you. And how dare you judge me for trying to love you? You don't love me. It was so bad. It was so bad. I know you know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. I'm just kidding.
He just tried to love you.
Andy Richter. Wow. I don't know if that was because my friends were always after her, and
Ooh.
There was a bet with his roommate, and it didn't go far.
Well, it didn't go far, but it was,
Make sure you zoom in on this part.
we were running around the club being fraternity boys, and we were grabbing numbers, okay?
Yeah.
And I was like, and my friend was like, he was an offensive lineman. He was 6'9", maybe 10, 330 pounds.
Just the man.
Just a big, massive, sloppy guy.
Sure.
Nice guy,
Okay.
but real sloppy, okay?
All right.
And I said, he came up to me and goes, I just found the most beautiful girl in the world. I totally beat you.
It was you.
And at the time, I'm surrounded by California beauty, the fake blondes, the fake boobs, the fake tans, the fake everything. And I'm like, dude, look around you, okay?
Yeah.
I'm Hugh Hefner. And, he was like, no, nobody trusts me.
Right.
So I'm like, wow. I'm looking around me. I'm like, okay, let's go see her. And we had a sizable bet on the line. And so we get up, and I walk away from the table, and we start walking. And as we walking, I'm seeing him pulling closer to these two women and two girls. And I'm like, no way.
Oh, yeah,
no
you're
way.
young.
Yeah. And I'm like, no way. There's no. And as I got closer to it, it literally lit up lighter than this room. Okay. And I'm like, please let it be the little small blonde. Please let it be the little small blonde. Because she was standing next to about 5'1", 5'2".
Oh, no. Senior was like 5'6", 5'7".
She seemed small.
Okay.
And all I saw was this 6 foot beautiful girl.
Amazonian.
Brown, curly
Just
hair.
long brown curly
Shorts and a
hair. But
t-shirt.
she was just so not the club girl.
Mm-mm.
And I was like, please, please, please. And he goes, here she is. And my heart sunk.
Yeah.
Because she was the most beautiful girl in there.
Reminds me of that song Tight Fitting Jeans. You know that song?
Tight fitting jeans.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
wow.
you. Yeah.
And my heart sunk. And George Strait.
Yeah. She
Excuse
tried
me.
to hide it by the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
I just let you know I know. Okay. But I was just so taken by her, and I was like, oh my God, I cannot let this guy win. That's literally how I
And were you
met her.
interested?
Well,
Did you even care?
we went to coffee. My girlfriend and I were looking at pictures, went to coffee, and we looked at each other and said, do you want to go home? No, let's go check out this club. Let's see. It's a tiny club in Walnut Creek.
Okay.
It wasn't very big. And so we're like, let's walk over there, check it out. Went over there, went in, stood there. And his roommate came up to me and he's like, can I get your number? You want to come dance? And I was like, I'm good, but I'll give you my fake number. Right. I never gave him my real one.
555.
Right.
Yeah.
I used to think 555 really was a number.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. So when he came up and he went away and it's like, huh, good. And then he came back walking with him and I was like, huh, all right.
Wow.
Yeah. So he grabbed me, took me out on the dance floor and like the chemistry, I just adored him. We went out and played catch with the football in the parking lot. Like, we just had so much fun.
Dang.
It was so
Yeah,
fun.
It was awesome.
So it wasn't
Dang.
like, let's get it. Like, it wasn't your
Yeah.
club experience because it's like, let's
Yeah.
get out of here.
Yeah, he's just being cool. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, so.
Wow. And how old were you?
I was 29.
And you
Yeah.
were 20.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Sounds adorable.
That's super. We met on MySpace, me and my wife.
Wow.
We met on
Wow,
MySpace. I
back
sent.
in MySpace.
Yeah, it was one long generic message that I wrote, and I sent it to like 50 girls. And every one of them that replied, I went on dates with, and we
man.
hooked up, and we did whatever we would do. And then she hits me back, and I'm telling her I'm a California bad boy. I'm telling her like all this stupid stuff. What movie? I picked like a Meet the Spartans type movie, a super
Okay.
stupid movie because like she's not gonna want to watch this. We're gonna make out all the time. We're gonna go home. We're gonna handle business.
Right.
She loves those movies, and I didn't know. And so,
Are you serious?
yeah, dude. So she's sitting next to me, and I'm sitting there, and I'm looking at her the whole time, and I'm kind of like, hey, psst. And she shushes me. First girl to ever shush me in my entire life.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm in love.
Yes.
I'm in love.
Yes.
I got no kiss. I got no nothing.
Wow.
Well, we had our second date that night after she stole her dad's minivan. And I felt better after the second date. But that first date, when I got shushed, I was like, I'm hooked.
Right.
I'm hooked. I need this because here's a girl that isn't impressed by my bullshit.
Right.
So let's run it. And it's been that way. We met in Reno. Nevada.
Wow.
How long? We were together only like 6 months before I ended up moving, and she moved with us.
Wow.
Wow.
We've lived together since we've known each other.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
That's wild.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That really is.
Yeah.
She is just lovely. We adore her.
Oh, that's
She's
my
just-
girl.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's just lovely.
She's
You know,
funny.
Very welcoming.
She is.
Right.
She is very welcoming.
Yeah.
She's basically adopted me. It's pretty great.
Well, yeah, and her background is just as crazy as mine.
Yeah.
Both her parents are gone. Her dad, his name was Paul, 6'1", maybe 6'2", 240, and he was an iron worker up in the scaffoldings, and he was a tough son of a bitch. And when I met him, he could have kicked my ass no problem. Well, he ended up getting cancer, and it went to his bones, and it really did a number on him. And like within 8 months, he went from this guy that could totally destroy me to this little nothing of a man. And I'd never seen cancer like that. And she had to go through it, and we lived in Phoenix at the time, and she was able to catch a flight to go see him, and then he passed away, and then her mom ended up passing away a couple of years after that. But my family has kind of adopted her almost. We were like brother and sister for a while because I know it's weird. Like when we moved out here, we
Starting to smell like Alabama in here.
it was we had separate
Your
rooms.
banjos?
Easy deliverance. No, we had to have separate rooms. It was like you know that movie Twilight. You ever seen Twilight?
Yeah, of course.
So you know how they're all basically one
Right.
family? Okay, but they're all together? It was
Right.
like the same thing. It was Jerry Springer, very weird, but I love her. And we snuck into each other's rooms every night, so don't worry about it.
Congratulations.
She can't shush me very
The
long.
rest is history.
Yeah,
That's
Someone
me.
forgot to turn off their phone.
it's all good.
Oh, that's okay. It's just.
It's all good. It's just business. No problem.
Remember those calls?
He just made $1 million with that
You
phone.
remember those calls?
Yeah.
It's just business.
It's just business. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's crazy. So okay, you said you went in for 9 years
It was a 9-year sentence.
And you caught more
9.75.
time?
Yes, I did.
for being dumb.
I call it being Shavene Butler.
Okay.
So yeah, dumb.
Yeah.
You know, an acronym. But it was prison is what people don't understand. It's just a country club for misfit boys.
Yeah.
You know, there's some bad, but there's a lot of strange. And if you have money, prison could be wherever you want it to be.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely true. So I had to have the cell phones. I had to have the nice shoes. I had to have everything that you weren't supposed to have in prison. Let's put it that way.
Because you had to have
Because
it.
I had
right.
to have it. You had a certain image that you have to maintain, because when you go in there, if you just mind yourself, mind your P's and Q's, as we say, if you just went in there and just did what you had to do and do your time, prison, you're in and out.
Yeah.
But you got to go in there and prove I am that badass.
Sure.
I am that guy. You don't want to mess with me. You
Yeah.
don't want to cross that line. You don't want to do it. And that gets you in trouble. It gets the attention of the lifers who are really doing this.
Right. You're in their
for
home.
the rest of the life. You're invading them.
You're visiting.
Exactly. And they let you know that real quick.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it was brought to my attention quite a few times. You know, look, you got a date. I have no date.
Mm-hmm.
You know, look me up on the computer. It says zeros.
Right.
You have an expiration date. You're getting out of here like an old thing of milk. You're gone.
Right.
Okay? And I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
So it was a hard-headed lesson.
So did you still have a mouth when you went in there?
Yes, I did.
And how many times did people shut that for
Well,
you?
they tried.
Oh, really?
Oh, sure.
You handled
You
it?
get hard checked.
No,
okay?
but I'm saying, how'd you fare?
Oh, yeah, it was pretty good.
Really?
It was pretty good. I was surgical. And it made me to the
That's
point
impressive.
that you get to the point where I grew up with 5 brothers,
Okay.
I knew how to fight.
Sure.
The problem was I didn't know how to shut my mouth once
Yeah.
the fight was over.
Okay.
Because now, to the victor goes the spoils.
Yeah.
Now I want your TV, I want your shoes, I want this, I want your manhood. I want you walking out this yard in your underwear.
Yeah.
And then his people or their people would back him up, and then the fight assumed. Instead of being over with and done, you earned your respect. It continued because you couldn't shut up and just
Is there
enjoy
no one
the victory.
else?
Exactly.
I got
Exactly.
you. Yeah.
It was Spartacus.
Are you not
Yeah,
entertained?
Not entertained. It
Yeah.
completely was that.
Yeah.
Leonidas and
It's Gladiator
It was
school.
Gladiator. It was. There weren't too many good fighters though.
Sure. Well, you're not a small guy.
Well, a good battle, like you say, we want to fight the good fight. A good battle is something I could respect if I got my ass kicked by this dude.
Yeah.
But the ones that were going to kick your ass were the ones that were sitting in the library reading the books.
Okay.
They've already
The
done
silent
all
killer.
that. They were just there.
Right.
So it was difficult, but it was interesting.
Well, the thing that blows my mind about him being in prison is the fact that he had a Christmas tree, a fireplace, Christmas lights, stockings, everything.
Oh, Santa was real just for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He is Santa.
Yeah.
Don't let November through December happen. You will see a whole nother
Yeah.
Santa. We call him Blanta.
Yeah, for sure.
There's so much misery in there that I had a rule from Thanksgiving night when the Peanuts Thanksgiving special came on until Rudolph's Baby New Year. Nobody better say nothing
Okay.
but happiness.
All right.
I just want joy, peace, and happiness.
Yeah.
Well, you got to create the atmosphere. It's not going to be created with bars, okay? And so I would go and talk to a few wardens and grease little palms.
Sure.
And made it Christmas.
Yeah.
Made it the holidays. Made it a happy time in there.
Yeah.
We can start killing each other and hating each other
January
January 2nd. January 2nd. You had to get through New Year's.
Oh, yeah.
January 2nd, business as usual, okay? But from Thanksgiving night to January 2nd,
It's all peace.
It's all peace. It's got to
And
be.
it's still the rule in our relationship.
It is
November through January 2nd, we are not fighting
No.
at nothing.
It doesn't
It's
exist.
peace. I'm like, well, if you can do it for 2 months, can't we do it for like 11?
Absolutely not. You know how much energy that takes?
No.
Right.
You just have a purge.
Yeah.
Right, for the
I know, right?
The purge is awesome.
Be happy with what you get.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I get the 2 months.
But I do give her the full 2 months.
Yeah.
We do. I will.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, play that Barry Como music or
All
Perry
right.
Como.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome.
So when you got out, what did you come in? What did you come back to? Did you start
Absolutely
over?
nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. At that time, now this is where I'm really gonna start tearing up. At that time, I lost both my mom and dad
While you're in?
while I was in, and my brother lost his battle with drugs, and I literally had nowhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad, but the closer you get, maybe the last 2 years of my sentence was me fighting to come out. So I had nothing, I was like, where am I going to go?
Yeah.
I'm afraid to go home. I don't have that mother. I don't have my father. I don't, my oldest brother who I love dearly, everybody's gone, And when you don't have that nucleus, people disband, Everything came together around my mom and dad's house. And then when they were gone, everybody started formulating their own families and their own comfort levels and their own comfort zones. And nobody wanted to bring me into that fold. And so it was tough. And my parole officer, beautiful lady, Ivana Pivak, she came to me and she goes, well, what are we going to do with you? And I go, I don't know. And she goes, well, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to kill your number so you can go out homeless. Because if they let you out early, you have to have a residence. You got to have an address. Or you can stay in prison and kill your number and you can go out and do whatever you want to do. And she goes, I'm not going to lose you like that. I'm going to put you in a halfway house, and we're going to get you through this.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I got out, I called all my friends, I called my brothers, I called everybody, and I said, either you're going to meet me at the gate with some strippers, some cocaine, some alcohol, or don't come at all.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody came. And so I got on that lonely bus ride, and
It's good. It's good that nobody came. No?
No. I wanted the strippers and the cocaine and the parties.
So it's good that nobody came. I stand.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm sticking with what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, nobody came. So
that's good.
I call that God.
Okay.
Because nobody did come.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that owe you.
I'd have been there.
And I know you would.
I'd have been there.
And
With your cocaine and your stripper.
It would. Oh,
You're out.
And I'd have been like, oh, let's go. I knew it would have been you. I'd just been happy to see somebody. But I got to the halfway house that night, and the intake psychologist set me down for about 4 hours.
Mm.
And he says, my intakes usually take 10 minutes. I tell him the rules, and that's it. He goes, but I'm looking at you, and you really don't know what to do tomorrow, do you? And I said, I don't.
Yeah.
It's an empty feeling. It's a lonely, very lonely feeling.
Yeah. For sure. How
Yeah.
long were you there?
3 months.
Yeah.
90 days. You do a 90-day program.
Yeah.
But that, I went into Shavene Butler mode there too, because
But that's all you knew.
it's your go-to.
Yeah. It's
Okay?
default, and it's
And
safe because you
it
know
is
how to do
safe.
that. I know how to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
They put me in a residential area, and you have 6 other guys, and it's like an apartment with inmates.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? There's no fences around you, but there are invisible fences.
Right.
Okay? And so I found a way to skirt the system. Okay? I found who the owner was, and I said, I'm going to go work for the owner.
Mm-hmm.
And now I call the owner Pops. We just got finished talking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he pretty much gave me the keys to the place.
Wow.
And why did he do that? So when he gave me the keys to the place, I turned it completely into Shavene Butler playground.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. It was, and I think through the excitement of seeing somebody like me, he became more alive. Mm-hmm. He's an older gentleman in his late 80s, and he became more alive and wanted to be around the excitement,
Mm-hmm.
and like right now, we still have a great relationship. I love that man.
Yeah. Well, obviously, your pockets aren't empty.
Well, they were at that time.
But not anymore.
No.
Right? So why are you still where you're at? What do you...
It's a...
I have my thinking of it, but I want to hear yours.
Well, it was a strange thing because, like I was telling Emily, for the first time in my life, I'm earning stuff.
Yeah, and for people that are just listening, he's still running a 9 to 5. There's no reason for him
5 to 3.
A 5 to 3. You're right. But there's no reason for it. There's a personal reason, is what I'm trying to say. It's not necessary.
It's not financial.
It's not financial, right? Okay, so continue.
The beautiful thing about it is now everything I do, and I was telling her, this is all ours. It's not based on my trust fund. Is my trust fund a good security blanket? Yeah, of course it is. But everything that we do, everything we have, every way we're living, we try to stay away from the trust fund money as much as we can, and we're making it on our own. And it's the most satisfying life that we have ever lived, that I have ever lived. When I'm taking on the responsibility of taking care of the woman I love, our daughters,
5 kids and a
5
grandkid.
kids and a grandkid who I love terribly.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing
Shared?
it. No.
Yours?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, just completely threw myself on the gauntlet.
Yeah.
I am going to be a dad.
You owed her. You owed her.
I owe the world.
Yeah, dude.
You know, that to say I just owe her is a small portion
Yeah.
of who I owe.
Yeah.
Okay? And so, like I said, we've had talks.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets interesting at work at times. There's plenty of times that you've seen me coming back off suspension and going in there wanting to show out.
When I get the other sides of those stories from people, because people think that I just want to hear all this stuff.
Right.
I'm not there for that, dude. I don't care about any of that. But I got people talking to me, and they're running people's names to the dirt, and I'm like, you're lying. I know you're lying. I'm not saying me and you are best friends. We don't, you know. But what you're saying right now is completely false from everything that I've ever seen.
Right.
So go somewhere with that. You know what I mean? And there's a reason you're still there and some people aren't.
I'll tell you this. I think that my work ethic, knowing my product, knowing the people that are there, knowing how to survive in the concrete jungle, coming from an executive level to a management level is complete. It's night and day.
Yeah.
And I think that the people who are above me know that they're not going to win. You're not going to break me. Okay. It's not going to happen like that. The only way that's going to happen is when I don't believe in myself anymore. But I think the drive is to stay hungry.
Yeah.
Okay. And to know what you're fighting for. You know, and like I said, I have a purpose, and it's incredible. Every day I wake up, I hate it, but I wake up excited because
I feel like your work would be exceptional because you know in your heart you don't need to be doing this. You're doing this because you want to.
We have this talk.
He is way better than I am.
Oh, so yeah, that's why I'm in the back of my head going, what are you doing, bro?
We have this talk.
I'd be gone.
Every morning.
Dude, I'd be on a beach somewhere,
Like,
dude, and you're waking up at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
I might do something part-time just to
bro.
keep myself busy. Or
You might
that's,
get-
that's what I do. But I
You might get robbed here today. I'm just saying, bro.
He makes fun of me because I start a job and I don't do it because I need the money. I do it because I'm like feeling in dead time that he's at work. And I last like 3 months, and I'm like, I'm good.
3 months.
What job? Okay, it was only 15 hours a month I had to work.
Collectively. In the 5 jobs, collectively.
Right, 3 months.
Right. But you know, the funniest thing about we have a good time. We go out and do stupid things and spend a shitty amount of money, but I don't look at it like that. I look at it that we enjoy the fact that we love each other.
Yeah.
You know, we were driving down the road this morning. As, you know, let me just go Sean Butler mode. As I dropped off my Beamer to get detailed, we're driving down the road, and we saw this couple that were under it.
They were sleeping in like a little alcove on 7th Ave.
Okay.
There's like a little alcove off the sidewalk, right?
Yeah.
And it was a lady and her man and their shopping cart and just laying
Everything they own.
there. Everything in these baskets, right?
And I just, oh my goodness. I looked at her and I go, this can't be America. There was a movie in the 80s called Falcon and the Snowman. This Is Not America by David Bowie. And it was a song that, you know, this is not America. And I saw these people and I said, babe, please go to the store. So we immediately went to the store and got them some water and sandwiches and gave them some money. And though it was nothing out of my pocket, the joy that they expressed seeing humanity was priceless.
Yeah.
You cannot put a price on that, you know. And I looked at her and I said, oh my goodness, we're gonna have to do this for everybody. And she she sped up, you know, because we would have literally been out there for hours. But
He is probably the more thoughtful one. Like, I love people, but I think I've been tainted because of San Francisco and all the homeless in San Francisco. It's just a dime a dozen.
For sure.
So you just kind of get like, some more, you know, like it's just, you can't fix it. You can't yourself fix it, but you can add
especially in places like
happiness.
California when people choose to just be homeless.
Yeah.
Like that's what they want to do. Mm-hmm. And you offer them something. Hey, do you want a job? Do you want this? No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, then. Here you go. Here's 20
There
bucks.
was a comedian, he goes, remember the good old days when people held signs that said, "We'll work for food"?
Yeah.
And you take them to your house and the siding got all done and they're like, "Hey, buddy, how much that cost you?" He's like, "Just a ham sandwich."
Yeah.
You know, like, I miss those days.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
it's like, what do you say? Somebody's holding a sign saying broke and homeless.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, "Well, I'm black and I'm bald." Like, what? That's a statement. You're not asking for anything.
You're just telling me things.
It's, we look at it like we say, okay, are we going to be that couple? Are we going to be that person? Are we going to make a difference, As you know, in our facility, we can't keep people.
Yeah.
We raised the minimum requirements. We've done more for the government than the government has done.
Right.
But this society that we live in is now me, 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 me. Give me more, give me more, give me more, and let me do less.
Yeah.
And so every different week every time I look at we laugh because I don't really even pay attention to the paycheck because it would just make you cry.
Gosh, that makes me so mad to hear.
And
I hate hearing that,
like
dude.
I don't mean it in that way.
Don't be that person.
I know.
No, I don't think you're being that person. But there in life, I've adopted this way of thinking, and I hate that I think this way, but it's the haves and the have-nots. I'm 100% a have-not, but I'm working my way up. And when the people that have, and they're just like, I don't even know what kind of paycheck I got. I'm just like, oh.
Did it come across
All
like
right.
that?
Not on purpose.
Oh, well.
It's
Okay,
what you
listen.
said, but it's not what you
I
meant.
didn't hear it like that.
Oh, I
Because
did.
I'm
I did.
sure.
I'm like, if you're not doing anything with that check, hand it over. I'll take care of
And
it
I
for
would
you.
gladly do that.
Yeah, no.
The thing that I went to HR one day, and I told them, there's got to be something we can do, something more that we can do for people. You're paying $13 an hour. You're working them to their bones. We got to do something. Let's open up funding. Let's do it. And they looked at me like I was the town drunk, the town crier. So I had to come and show them. And that's when I started throwing money around the place, and they were like, well, we better take a better look at this guy. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
And
That damn basket.
Yeah, and I just...
That damn basket, dude.
Sorry. Hey, I made that basket.
Okay, well, that damn basket.
What basket? Was that after I
There's a
left?
raffle. There's a raffle going on right now, and people put together baskets.
Okay.
His basket. Go ahead. What's in your? What'd you put in that lovely
Oh
basket?
my goodness.
What'd you do?
Love. We put love. We put
He
love in that
He came home,
basket.
and I'm studying I was interviewing for a job, and I was like, I don't have time. He goes, we need to put this basket together. And I'm like, I had to memorize like 300 airport codes for an interview. And I'm like, my brain doesn't work like that anymore, right? So I'm just focused. And he's like, we got to get this basket. And I'm like, okay, we'll spend an hour. 5 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe 6.
Yeah.
He was like, I need you to make a ticket. And I need it to say everything. So it looks like who's
Game
the team?
ticket,
Game
Diamondbacks.
ticket, whatever,
Yeah.
Diamondbacks.
Dude, he's got box seats to the Diamondbacks. It's a 2-night stay to one of his penthouses. It's an all-star ball, and then some beers.
Beers, tequila.
A baseball bat.
The tequila was my idea.
Beers, tequila.
And you can win that for $1.
$1.
Yeah, we
Kind
totaled
of wish
it
I was
up.
still working there.
What was it? It was about, with the 2 nights, it was about $3,500.
I know.
is
Yeah.
what the
You act like I don't
came
have
out.
Google. You think I don't know? I know.
Yeah.
Kind of
But
wish I was still
he-
in HR there.
And dude, I'm the one who's watching this thing going, I'll walk away with this right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, man.
You're like, let
You
me
know,
just.
we were so happy because,
I'm winning this raffle one way.
Yeah, dude.
do you know how much?
By the way, I would never do that.
You might think
I
it.
thought about walking away with the day.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, no. I would never.
No. But it was just, I looked at the Western bag, and bless their hearts, being a $1 billion company, I mean, that $20 swag bag was beautiful.
Yeah. I'd be happy with it.
You know, it just, there's so much we haven't accomplished yet, and so much we want to do, you know, and there's so much that we are going to do, because this money wasn't given to me to blow it on sports cars and nights on the town. It was given to me to make a difference, have a legacy.
Now, do you think you have an appreciation for the money because of your background?
No, I have an appreciation for the money because who my father was.
Okay.
If it was left up to me, we'd be going out partying tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the appreciation that my father worked hard, so I didn't have to.
Yeah.
And that sounds like a Drano commercial, but scrubbing bubbles. But it's something that right now is really near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
Now, community. That word didn't mean nothing to me 5 years ago. Now it means everything to us. And
and I think it helps that his, significant other lived on the reservation. I came from nothing.
Oh, okay.
she had to put that
I was
in.
a homeless child. I was a homeless child. No, but it's like you said, when you see people at the apex of their life, it's like, what did they come through to become who they are?
Yeah.
And it's just like him, everything. He was at the apex and came down again and went back up. I mean, it's this roller coaster. But I think when you get to our age, you say, how can I leave the best mark on the world?
Exactly.
Because I was here. How do I make a difference?
What's
And show-
Especially
fingerprint.
losing so much time.
Yeah.
You lost half my life.
I did. And the weirdest thing is, who do you blame for that?
Right.
I got to look in the mirror and say, I did that. I didn't have to. I felt like the biggest idiot in prison. I wasn't stealing to feed my family. I wasn't robbing to put food on my kid's table.
Yeah, there was no noble
There
cause.
was no noble cause, okay?
Didn't need to get medicine for your parents or anything.
No, it couldn't get, it was the ultimate slap in the face.
Robbing the rich to give to the rich. Yeah.
Exactly. And so
The ultimate Robin Hood.
the ultimate Robin Hood.
Robin the Hood.
Sorry.
I
Sorry.
would have been
My bad.
shot if I robbed in the hood.
Don't make me get her to shush you.
Sorry, dude.
I know,
My
what
bad.
they call down and out in Scottsdale,
Yeah.
what do you do? So it's been tough, but I think we're enjoying life now because, one, we do want to leave our mark.
Yeah.
She just lost her father and her uncle within an hour of each other.
Yeah.
Recently?
Yeah,
Yes.
months ago. They died an hour apart. And my uncle was like my second dad, sometimes my first.
Yeah.
But yeah, they died about an hour apart. And I
Really?
was like, what?
It was terrible.
It was crazy.
And I kept telling her.
From like the same incident or just happened that way?
It
wasn't like a car-
300 miles away from each other.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. They were brother-in-laws.
Yeah.
And so
Wow.
you just go, what? And they were old. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
shoot, if I make it to 86, pull the cord.
Sure.
Well, you know what?
know?
Next, she'll be alive next year.
That's
Yeah,
Jack.
yeah, right?
That's
She'll be
Jack.
okay.
It's okay. He was born before Moses. It's
Oh,
fine. It's fine.
I heard he owes you $10.
He does. I'm on it.
Right?
I'm on it. But,
No, but my uncle was an amazing, incredible man.
Mm-hmm.
He taught me a lot of his ways.
Yeah.
And my dad was a blue collar worker, I would say. He was a farmer boy, and so they both had
On the reservation?
no, that came later in
Oh.
life.
Okay.
No, my stepdad was a Navajo medicine man
Okay.
in Monument Valley.
Chumani tutanka epishilo, huh?
Yatta.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I was the
Okay.
white girl, one of seven.
okay.
Yeah, one of seven.
Obviously, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of seven going
Kinda
to school
romantic,
together.
wasn't it?
That sounded
No.
But she's incredible. Emily is.
Yeah.
Our plates say Shimley.
You're definitely lucky.
I am.
You got the good end of the
In
deal for
more
sure.
ways than
Why
one.
did that get me? Why did Shimley get me?
Isn't that crazy?
Tell me what it means. Tell me what it means.
I mean,
Well, it means Shavene and Emily.
Yeah.
See how I must love you.
aw,
Yeah.
aw.
Yeah.
You better get that tattooed.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't show.
Gotta go-
I wouldn't show.
When you're blurple, it don't show.
Purple.
Did she just call him blurple?
Purple. Oh, that's probably the nicest thing she's called.
Blurple. That's horrible.
Yeah.
We won't
We
go
don't
into
play.
it.
We don't play
No.
hide and seek. I'm like, where'd you go?
He's like, gotcha.
Exactly.
Tag her in.
You should.
Hey, I'm happy to see his black shirt. I'm not allowed
Right.
to wear them. I'd be naked.
That's all I got.
That's funny. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, seriously, you guys are doing it, man. I hope that we can live that kind of lifestyle too. When
You guys will.
I hope so.
And you already are.
I hope so.
Because I believe good things happen to good people. Just be a better person.
Yeah. Well, dude, coming from where we come from, cockroaches, no AC,
Look at that.
like our apartment above us was caught on fire and left alone for years, and
Wow.
we just come from the dirty, dude. Like, we definitely know the dirty, and sometimes being around these people around here, and it's just like, man, I don't belong here. But I'm trying to change my mind frame
Well,
because you know what? I
don't-
do belong here,
listen,
and I worked my way
You
here.
do, and we are proud of you. We're
Yeah.
proud of you at Western.
Yeah.
When we don't see you, we get nervous.
Yeah.
Okay, we get nervous not only for our security but for your
Oh, I
welfare.
appreciate it.
Okay, we're like, have you seen Garrett?
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
Yeah.
Why are you in trouble?
No.
Well, yeah.
appreciate it.
But where is he? So don't think that we don't appreciate everything you do at work.
That's cool.
Because we do. We miss you when you're not here.
Right on.
And we love you and we respect you.
Nice. Appreciate it.
No problem.
I appreciate you guys being on the show. It's like I was saying, I started this. What are we on? Episode 9 now?
This should be 9.
Yeah. So 9 weeks, and I've been talking to you about this for a lot longer than that.
Wow.
And you've been. I knew that I needed to have you on here, and I'm so glad that I did because it's exactly how I wanted it to go down. And I'm proud of this episode right now, dude. For sure.
I'm sorry that I can't stop yawning.
It's
It's
cool.
It's not
It's
you.
cool.
Don't worry
It's
about
all good.
it.
He's
Yeah.
like, I love this story, really.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Excuse me, sir. I'm trying to shake your hand.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Yeah, we'll end it there. Thanks, guys.
problem.
Thank you.